y'all? Welcome back to the Let's Grow podcast. I'm your host, Lex, and today we're going to have another Cultivate conversation. I have one of my panelists for the Activating Transformation panel, and she is everything. I'm going to let her introduce herself, though, because y'all already know what I say. I'm biased with my people. Everybody, welcome Miss Kyi Smith.
Hi. Hello, everybody. Hi, Lex. Thank you so much for having me today. I am Kyi Smith. I am an entrepreneur. I am a makeup educator, licensed esthetician, the owner of Enhanced Beauty Makeup Academy, and I am also the host of My Cup First podcast. I am so excited to be here with Lex today, and also so excited to be on the panel again for the Cultivate Conference this year. So thank you so much for having me, and hey, everybody.
Thank you for coming. Y'all don't know. So, Kai is my OG makeup artist. She was the first person that ever played in my face. She knew me when I didn't like eyelashes. She knows she's my OG makeup artist. Okay, so when
Hey,
y'all hear her talk about makeup education, please know it's the real deal.
thank
It is the
you.
real deal. I need to come take a class because I'm honestly too old to not know how to do my own makeup. But it's
Come on,
fine.
sign up so I can get you right.
That's why we talking about other stuff. We ain't gonna talk about, well, we are gonna talk about your journey, but we ain't gonna talk about that. So, this is your second time being on the panel. Can you tell me about your experience last year?
So the experience last year was absolutely amazing. I was so excited to be a part of the event. I was a panelist and I also was a vendor as well. The room was so beautiful. The atmosphere was so beautiful. The conversations that we had was amazing and so needed. You know what I'm saying? And so the feedback that we got as well was so amazing. You are an amazing host. And it was an amazing experience to me. And I think it's something that the world needs and something that it should be annual. It should never end. So that was, my experience was amazing.
Oh, thank
Seriously,
you. I love that. Okay,
seriously.
so this year, the theme is a little bit different. I feel
Mhm.
like to me, this year's theme is a little bit more needed, necessary, but also a little heavy. With us talking about embracing transformation, can you tell us about a time where you had to embrace transformation?
Absolutely. So it is definitely needed and it's a little bit more heavy. And I think it's right on time actually because the world is heavier now. You know what I'm saying? So the world is a little heavier now. And I think, you know, the Cultivate Conference and the conversations that we're having is going to bring healing to the world. So a time that I had to embrace change. You said, yeah. And recently, I had to embrace change. I had to pivot in my business. I located to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and so but my business was still in Laplace, Louisiana, and so God was calling me to shift the business. The thing about that is, I was comfortable in Laplace, right? And so had all my clientele there. I was just comfortable there, and God was calling me to shift my business to Baton Rouge. And it's so funny how you know it's God because when I first I was in Baton Rouge. Well, I've been in Baton Rouge for almost 3 years now, but the last year I was when I first started driving from Baton Rouge to Laplace, it was nothing. Then when God was causing me to shift, I started saying, "Man, this ride feel long." And I'm like, "Why the ride feel long? It never felt long." Anytime everybody asks me, "Oh, how your ride is from Baton Rouge?" I'd be like, "Oh, it's fast, it's quick. I never get into traffic." But it started feeling really long. You know what I'm saying? And so anyway, I had to embrace that change. It wasn't something that I wanted to do at first. You know what I'm saying? But of course, I gotta go with God. So I had to embrace the change. I had to embrace the thought first. Okay, all right, I gotta move. Okay, then it took me, I'm not gonna lie, I contended with God. I contended with God and I delayed the process in which in my opinion, I feel like I delayed it because I was so unsure. Because I always say it's one thing to pivot and move when things are not going great, but things were going great. You know what I'm saying? I was successful there. I had it was great, and so, but when God trying to take you to somewhere new, it's important to embrace the idea of change, you know what I'm saying? So that you could actually, walk into the change that he's causing you to, pivot into. And so I had to embrace change by moving my business from Laplace, Louisiana to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And it has been 6 months And when I first got there, I wasn't excited or nothing. Like if you come in the studio right now, the front is not decorated or nothing because I just was like, I'm just here, and I'm being honest and transparent. But now, maybe about a month ago, no, maybe about 2 weeks ago, it was raining one day. I had to go run to Home Depot to get a rug for the front door, and I was starting to get peace with my, with the new, with the whole new change. And when I came back, I opened the door and I started getting ideas about decorating, and I don't know why I'm getting emotional about it. I started getting ideas about decorating and all of these things. Um, it's like I had vision.
It made it real.
Yeah,
I think
like I did it. I did it, and now I'm ready to decorate and make the place all pretty. But so I had to really embrace that change. Be obedient. So obedience do not always feel good, okay? But you gotta do it anyway, and then eventually, you move into it, and I've transitioned well, and I haven't lost a client. That was never a fear of mine, but I haven't lost a client. Yesterday, I had lots of people from New Orleans, and so that was the moment I had to embrace change. I did it. It didn't feel good at first. I did it, but now I'm seeing the fruits of it. So yeah, to answer your
I
question,
love that because what I
yes.
hear you saying is like God gave you grace for the transition, right?
Oh,
Like
that part.
he let you contend with him and go back and forth. Like he gave you that preparation season, and that's something that I feel like he does with me as well. He's very much like, I'm just letting you know that this is coming up. It's
Yes,
up to
yes,
you if you want to prepare for it. It's up to you if
yes,
you want to step into it. But the
yes,
most important thing is the mental step and making that step to say, I'm going to embrace this because it's not something that I have to go through, but it's something that I get to go through. And
yes,
then, even in that obedience, you were able to settle in and say, wait a second, we here. Like, it almost feels like an arrival, even though it's not an arrival, it's like, ah, okay, it's coming.
yeah,
I get it. I'm starting to see the pieces because sometimes God will tell you to do something and you like, I don't see that piece in this puzzle. I think that's a different puzzle.
where, why,
And God be like, no, it's this one. Go ahead on and figure it out.
yeah.
So thank you for your transparency because
Thank
I
you.
think that's so needed.
I
Like
mean, you're welcome.
change doesn't always look good. It's not always exciting. It's not always a outgrowing or is big and grandiose. Sometimes it's uncomfortable and uncertain, but because you trust the God that you serve that you're gonna see that fruit. Might
Facts.
not be the first month. It
Okay.
might take a few months, but eventually you saw it. So I really love that.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's a recent transformation.
Very recent, yes.
Can
Yeah.
you give us like a little bit of your journey? You don't have to do like the whole story, but just kind of like, what led to you becoming the entrepreneur that you are?
Um, I felt like I've always been an entrepreneur. Now that I look back at it, I feel like I've always been an entrepreneur. Before I ever had a job, I always did hair. You know what I'm saying? It just was a gift that I always had, did hair. So that was my first, I guess, entrepreneur journey. I wouldn't call it entrepreneur at the time. I just, had a skill. I would go around my neighborhood to my grandmother's neighbors and do their hair. Everybody at school came to me to get their hair done. And then when I did got a chance to get a job, I was a workaholic. And then just a little, just to get into my entrepreneur journey, art have always been an outlet for me. So I sing, I write music, I could draw, I could paint, anything that deal with the arts. I'm pretty good at it, thank you God, thank you God. You know what I'm saying? And so I was on YouTube watching a video about how to do this newest sewing that had just came out, and YouTube recommended a makeup video, and makeup started becoming popular on my YouTube feed, and I just started doing my makeup um, from an artist perspective, kind of like therapy actually, and posting it on Instagram and saying, "Hey guys, I'm practicing my makeup. What you think?" You know what I'm saying? And I did that. That was in 2013. And then one day a young lady said, "Hey, Kai, your makeup is always so pretty. can you do my sister makeup for prom? And y'all, I had never did makeup for no one else ever in my life. But one thing about me, I'm a risk taker, right? Most people see obstacles. I always see opportunity. And I was like, sure. But I just wanted to do it just to, for art, right? And so anyway, I say yes, I'll do her makeup for prom. And by the end of the week, four of her friends said, can you do our makeup too? I was like, sure. So never did nobody makeup ever in my life. And I got five people. I'm booked. Okay, I'm booked. Five
But
people. Five people. Baby, I am booked. So anyway, I did the girls' makeup. I slayed their makeup. That was 2013. The next year rolled around 2014. I found out I was pregnant with my son. I was working in a nuclear plant. And the company told that we lost, they lost the contract, so I didn't have a job. I went home, pulled out my salon chair. I was doing hair and makeup in my house. And that was 2014. I never had a job since. I've been self-sustained. And that hobby turned into a business. And I always say this, that one yes turned into all of the things that you see now. So now I'm a licensed esthetician. I specialize in makeup and makeup education. I got my own school, my own makeup products. That one yes turned into all of this. And, started my entrepreneur journey. So that's how, everything got started.
and I just want to let the record show that I still have a Kyi Smith wig. And I
Please.
still wash it because the color that you put in that wig, I have yet to mimic.
Wow.
I still have one.
Yes.
And also, I started coming to you in 2014, and I would have never known that you were only a year in
Yes.
because you had a line out the door.
Yes.
You
Okay.
had your chair, you had your setup with your lights, and you were so professional in like the way that you established that atmosphere. Like
Thank you.
it just it felt like you had been doing this forever. It did not feel like you were only a year in.
Yes. I was fresh off the porch. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Like I remember you you have that gift to just kind of like set an atmosphere that is so peaceful and uplifting and
Thank you so much.
encouraging and building confidence. Like me and my mama was going back and forth about lashes, and you didn't let that phase you none. You was like, "Well, it's gonna look cute with the lashes." Like, you were so sweet, and I
Thank
feel
you.
like your customer service is what has brought on the loyalty of us, your people, because anybody that goes to Kai, I feel like that's it. Like we just in this for life. Number one, and number two, you always the first call, and if you're not the first call, it's like, all right. Then when you go to somebody, you like, can you do this? And it's a picture of something that you didn't already done.
Oh my God.
So even like throughout time, like you were busy to the point where when I started my business, I was like, oh, I can't go to Kai every month. My girl gonna be booked. But
Yeah, it's
nonetheless, like
amazing.
always recommend. You have done my family weddings. You have done all of my proms, graduations,
Literally.
literally everything. You have
Literally.
watched me grow up through makeup, and I think
Literally.
that's so special.
Isn't it? It's so
Like
amazing. That is amazing.
you get to watch people grow, and you get to instill that confidence in them and enhance their beauty, like enhance
Yes.
boutique. Okay.
Yes.
I love that though. Okay, so
Thank
in
you.
all of what we're talking about, the one thing that has stood out to me and that I kind of correlate when I think about you and your brand is boldness.
Mm,
Because you are bold and you're not afraid to be
thank you.
bold. Or if you are afraid to be bold, you don't let that stop you from being obedient, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we know that boldness can come with some uncomfortable seasons, right? Like it takes that boldness to step out of your comfort zone and move. Move your business. It's one thing for you to move, but it's another thing to move your business, right?
Girl, what?
Can you talk about how, like, what role boldness plays in your life, but also in your business?
Yes. So when it comes down to being bold, you can't be bold without being authentic, right? And so I think authenticity is the most important thing. If I was trying to be somebody else, if I was trying to do something else that really wasn't me, it would be hard to be bold and do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm playing a role and, I can't really get into that role. But I think being authentic is the most important thing because that's how I could be bold in my authenticity. My authenticity give me power to be me. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it could get things could get scary. Like I talked about the movie, it could get scary. But going back to authenticity, the reason why I could be bold and say, you know what, I'm scared to do this, but I'm gonna be bold and move anyway, because number one, I know who God is in my life, and I'm gonna be obedient because I know number one, I might can't see what's happening because I've been moving in blind faith. Life I felt like 2024 was blind faith. Like, okay, can I take this step? I step and then take the next step. I can't see, but once I pick up my foot to move, I feel like the light illuminated. Okay, this is the step. And so number one, my faith in God, and obedience, and then also going back to authenticity, knowing who I am, right? So, okay, what are the odds if I make this move? I mean, I can't lose. Okay, I know who I am. I know what's in me. You know what I'm saying? I know what God put in me. Look how far I've came. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm a builder. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do it anyway. And so, being bold, you got to be authentic in order to unlock your boldness. You know what I'm saying? So authenticity is the number one answer for boldness, in my opinion.
I agree. I would agree. I think something that had it dropped in my spirit earlier this year, and I've just kind of been reminding myself of that. Is like we as believers have the authority to be authentic, right? Like we cannot expect to believe in ourselves without believing in the God that created in us, like that created us, but also we can't expect to reach the people that we're supposed to reach if we are not being authentic. Because if you're
Facts.
playing a role, then you're going to attract the people of that role. But if you
Come
are
on.
being yourself, then the people that need to see you will be able to find you.
You better
Because
say
they're
that.
not looking for the fake, they're looking for the real, they are looking for the honest, they're looking for someone that is really walking in their truth. And something I
Absolutely.
always tell my friends is like there are people depending on your obedience. You
Mm-hmm.
don't know the people behind that wall of obedience. The minute you say yes to God, you giving somebody else permission to do something, right? Like when they see you do it, they know it's possible.
That's it.
But if you're not doing it and you're playing this role, you don't have time to be yourself. And if
So
you don't have time to be yourself, then you are wasting their time because they need to see that. They need to see somebody doing what it is that they feel in their heart maybe, but they can't like see it. And they're like, I just need an example. Like show me somebody. For me personally, when I started business and my entrepreneurship journey, I felt like God was saying like it is not about you selling clothes, confidence, coaching, none of that. It is more so about you showing people that it's possible to do business with me. It's about you showing people what kingdom entrepreneurship looks like
mm-hmm.
and what it looks like for God to really be your CEO.
Yes.
And for me, that was hard because it was like, well, but I feel like I'm supposed to be doing this and it's not working. And he's like, it's not about the working. Like the success was in the obedience. The success was not in
Correct.
the number. And it's like, wow. Okay. Once you get that, I think you have a lot more freedom to be you.
You
Cause
do.
now you don't feel like anything's on the line.
Facts.
You like, I know my God, and if he told me to do it, then he gonna take care of it. His will, his bill. I ain't gotta worry about that. And
Ooh,
I
his
always
will and his
admire that.
bill. I love
His
that.
will, his bill. Yes.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree.
I feel like every time we talk, you like, just do it. Just go for it. Why not?
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen? But it's truly because of your belief. It's because of your belief in God. Like you know the God that you serve. So for you it's not a question. You know he got your back.
Facts. God, look, I'm living proof. Okay.
Okay.
What the mercy of God could do. Okay. But for real, my life has been proof. You know what I'm saying? That scared of what? You know what I'm saying? God had me every step of the way for every part of my life. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm too confident in God to, to doubt him. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I like what you say. It's so important. That's what life is all about. That's what we're here for. We're here to live out our God given purpose so that other people can see and believe, you know what I'm saying, through what we do. The things that we do is like modalities, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's modalities. A modality is something that I use to get a job done, you know what I'm saying? So my gift of makeup, you know what I'm saying? I do makeup, but, even in doing makeup, that became is God used that, you know what I'm saying? He used that makeup, hair, beauty. He used that. People, they might come in the door and they might come in the door with their head hanging down. By the time they finish, I've seen so many people, you know what I'm saying, walk out my door feeling so much better. You know what I'm saying? And not it is not in the vanity sense. I'm talking about their spirit lifted, you know what I'm saying? We've had amazing conversations, what actually started a podcast for me. We've had amazing conversations that actually really changed people's life. You know how many people book makeup appointments to just come and talk?
Right.
You don't even care about me. Honestly, they just want a book to get in that chair. I had a lady, she's a new client here in Baton Rouge. And there was like she said somebody said, "You gonna get your makeup done again?" She was like, "Yeah." She said, "Honestly, when I every time I go to car, it's like a therapy session." So yeah,
And
literally.
talk about ministry, right? Like you are truly a vessel. I've cried in your chair before, so I don't knock
Wow.
in. I believe them. I believe them when they say that because you have that gift to just set this atmosphere where people get to meet God. Like, yes, you are there and you are a modality and a vessel of like, I'm helping you. I'm doing your makeup. I'm enhancing your beauty. I'm letting you know that you look good, girl. Because
Yes.
like you always affirm us and make us feel good. But also, you got the good playlist going. You singing, and then you just feel the Holy Spirit presence, and you like, here we go. You cannot cry while this girl doing your eyeshadow. Do not
Yes,
do
that
that.
that has always been so important to me. What was so funny was when I moved from my house to my, my salon. I opened my salon, and I never forget a young lady, a client of mine. Her name is Nadia, and she said, "Kai, you know what's so crazy?" I said, "What?" She said, "The same atmosphere that's in your house is in this place." You know what I'm saying? And so we are atmosphere carriers. And my atmosphere carrier, but also like in my business. But every morning, like in my life, I start like this morning. I was getting ready for the podcast with my eyebrows, put my lashes on. I start off with worship every morning. You know what I'm saying? So I play worship in my studio in the morning. If you got a morning session, we're gonna be listening to worship. Okay, just the way it is. So setting the atmosphere is super super important because you just never know how God needs to use you that day. You know what I'm saying? And so I always keep that in mind.
Definitely. And I'm so glad you brought that up because that is something that I wanted to ask you about. Like, how does your belief and your faith play a role in your boldness? Because I know that there are some entrepreneurs that feel like, how do I, like, yes, give God glory, but like not like shove Jesus down people's throats? How do you go about navigating that as someone that is a believer? You like your business is by the faith and the grace of God, right? How do you navigate that? Like, do you ever feel like your boldness may offend someone, or how do you go about it? And I think I know the answer, but I just want the people to know. So,
No, I never think about it. I never think about, if my bonus is gonna offend anyone. What I love about it is, I seen something on somebody posted something about me on Facebook, and they said, they'll say whenever you go in car shop, one thing you're gonna do, you're gonna get some worship. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is, I feel like my life screamed Jesus out loud. You know what I'm saying? My life screamed Jesus out loud. When you meet me, you're gonna be like I walked in a racetrack one day and somebody was at the drink station. They were like, "Oh my God!" I didn't even see the person. They just turned. They were like, "Oh, excuse me, ma'am. You have such a light about you. Like, wow." You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I just feel like when you are authentically connected to God and you just love God authentically, I think your life should automatically scream Jesus out loud. I don't have a thought about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say you're gonna hear me say God. You're gonna hear me say Jesus. I don't feel like I'm pushy about it. I feel like I'm just authentically who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I just let God just flow through me. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no other choice. Okay, I can't do nothing
We
without him.
don't look. When I did Station podcast, Station was like, "Y'all don't want Station without God," and
Period.
I was like, "No, for real. Like this is so true. There is no us without Him." And I think that we put pressure, unnecessary pressure, on ourselves. Well, I mean, not us, but like people, entrepreneurs. We put unnecessary pressure to say like, well, I don't want to offend anybody, but at the same time it's like you have to walk boldly in being who you are and you have the authority to be authentic. Like,
And this is what I love. I love that God give everybody free will. You know what I'm saying? And so your authenticity is gonna draw the people that's supposed to be to you.
Right.
And especially in entrepreneurship, we have to realize that everybody is just not our audience. Everybody is just not my client. You know what I'm saying? So the people that's for me is for me. And so, the God in me is going to invite the right people to me. You know what I'm saying? Even in the marketplace. And I think that is so important. And so I don't even have to decipher who, you know what I'm saying? They automatically going to be drawn to God in me. And so I love that.
Absolutely. Okay. So, my next question, you're going to be speaking on the activating transformation panel, right?
Hmm.
What does activating transformation look like or mean to you? So, if you had to explain to someone how to activate transformation in their lives, what would you tell them?
So, to activate transformation. So, let's look at the words. What does it mean to activate? I'm a dictionary girl. So, what does it mean to activate? Let's see. Is it okay if I see what the word activate means?
Absolutely.
So, let's see. I'm somebody that always looking at words, right?
Me
So,
too. And numbers in a strong concordance.
yes. So, to activate means to make active, to cause to function or act, right? Um, to hasten by various means, all right? To put on active status. All right. So to make, that's what activate means, to make active. All right. And then we say transformation. What does the word transformation mean? And then we're gonna expound from there. Cause baby, I wants to know too. Okay.
hmm These are things that I be having to do. Like it be a real study. Conference is in April, but this process typically starts in the summertime.
For real.
It really be me and God, cause I be like, "What you mean by that? Help
So
me make that plain."
okay. So transformation means the act of transforming, the state of being transformed, to change in form, appearance, nature, or character. I love that one. To change in form, appearance, nature, and character. So if I was speaking to someone about activating transformation, um, number one, I would just basically, I feel like you gotta know where you are first. You know what I'm saying? Know where you are. Where am I? And then desire is so important. Where do I want to be? You know what I'm saying? Where do I want to be? So, number one, know where you are, where you want to be. And then you got to see what's stopping you from being where you want to be. That makes sense? What's stopping me
Absolutely.
from being where I want to be? Is it my limiting beliefs that's stopping me from being where I want to be? Most of the time, that's what stop us is our beliefs. You know what I'm saying? And so to activate transformation, I would say um, to become the thing that you desire. To become the thing that you desire before you can even hold it in your hand. That's so important. I'll never forget when I was transforming into an entrepreneur, right? I was transforming into an entrepreneur and I was a supervisor at a nuclear plant on at my job. That's what I was doing. And I just felt you could feel when another season of your life coming. I can. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm connected to God in that way. I could feel when change is coming. And so I never forget I was calling my mom on my little route. They had phones on the route whenever we went to go do our routes. And I would call my mom. I was like, Mom, I don't know what's going on, but I just know that I'm about to get off this job. I know I'm about to get off this job. I said, I'm about to be an entrepreneur. I promise. Now, I did not know I was going to be a makeup artist. I would have never, ever guessed it ever in life. I said, I just know I'm about to be an entrepreneur. I'm telling you, Mom, I'm about to get off this job. I thought I was going to be a big singer girl. But I felt it coming, right? But I was thinking about it as well. That was my desire, right? I was thinking about it. I was dreaming about it as well. Then I felt it coming. I felt transformation coming. And what happened? A couple of months later, I was definitely transforming. The season, it was changing. I lost a job and I was thrust into entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? And so, what do you desire? I always say your desire always keep you connected to your desires always keep you connected to like moving forward. You know what I'm saying? If you think about the things that you don't have, that keep you connected to lack and they're gonna stop you from transforming. But your desires and stuff, it keep you connected to abundance. You know what I'm saying? And moving forward in your life. And so become who you want to be in your mind first. All right, that's the only way you can transform. Becoming who you want to be in your mind. Yes, I they got a little meme or a post that say, "I am who I think I am." Okay, but you
Mm-hmm.
have to embrace that first. You have to embrace being who you think you are first. So if I want to be a businesswoman, okay, I'm gonna start dressing different. Okay, I'm gonna start carrying myself different in order to transform. You know what I'm saying, and become that, developing the different habits. But the mindset is the first thing to activate transformation. Your mindset, in my opinion.
I love it. And it makes me so excited for April. So, in the Transformation panel, we're going to be talking about calling, community, and connections. You
Mm,
know that relationships is a pillar of the Cultivate Conference. If we don't talk about anything else, we're going to talk about relationships, legacy, and purpose when it comes to the Cultivate Conference. What would you say the impact of your community has had on your transformation?
it's everything. It is everything. Your environment, the community is everything. My grandmother used to say, "Tell me who your friends are, I tell you who you are." And I had an uncle. He used to argue with her. That's not true. That's not true. It is so true. Tell me who your friends are, I'll tell you who you are. And so your community and the relationships around you are is so important because that's what could either cause you to grow, right? To progress or to digress or to not grow. And so if you want to be a millionaire, hang around. So you should have some millionaires in your, you know what I'm saying, in your network. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you should start hanging around some entrepreneurs. You should be in a community with entrepreneurs. If you want to know God, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get to know God and, become a believer, you know what I'm saying? And, growing your faith, then you should be in a community that's, talking about God and cultivating a relationship, you know what I'm saying, with God. And so community and relationships is very important. Matter of fact, we cannot do nothing in life without relationships.
Love
That's
it.
nothing. That's how God moves. Blessings come from God to man to man. That's how blessings flow. From God, person to person.
Yeah.
Please, if you need a job, you gotta go. Okay, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? If I want to learn something, I learn how to be a makeup artist watching YouTube. So I had to go get inspired from there. You know what I'm saying? And so, relationships is super important. And I would say even make sure that I always say do inventory of your relationships. If you the big fish in your pond, then you need to get another pond. Okay?
Right.
You need to get another pond. If you're the smartest person in your circle, then you have outgrown your circle. You need to, you know what I'm saying, get into another circle. I never mind being the smallest person. I would never say dumbest, but the smartest person in the room. Because if I'm in a room with people that know more than me, guess what? It gives me room to grow. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So relationship is very important. Community is very important. It's how all blessings flow. It's how we learn and it's how we transform in life.
Definitely. Relationships are God's currency.
Come on.
And we don't take advantage of that enough. But we're gonna talk about that at conference. We're gonna talk about that at
I cannot wait for
conference.
conference. I can't
We
wait.
can't give y'all everything today. That's not gonna work. No. Okay, so tell me, what are you most excited for conference this year?
Conference this year, I'm excited to be in the room, first of all, to see everybody. I want to see everybody looking cute, girl, because I want to see what the outfit's giving. Okay. I like fashion. I'm a beauty person, so I like to see people looking
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. I can't wait to get in the room with everybody. I can't wait for the discussions. I can't wait. I'm excited for the panels, and I'm excited about that. I want to see what the food tasting like. Oh yeah,
You
I want
already
to eat a
know
little.
we coming.
I'm excited to see the vendors. You know what I'm saying? To see the entrepreneurs, the vendors, and most importantly, I'm excited, to be sowing the seed with all the other beautiful young ladies that's on the panel, um, to activate transformation to everybody that attends. So,
Yes, I'm so ready. All right, now we have some time before conference. We will probably be a couple of weeks away by the time this drops.
mhm.
So, where can the people find you and follow you?
So you can find me on all platforms at I am Kyi Smith. That's I am Kyi Smith on TikTok. Baby, follow me on TikTok. Okay,
Okay.
on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook is just Kyi Smith, Kyi Smith. So follow me, connect with me, okay? And I would love to, continue to connect with you guys, with you guys. So
And
yeah,
if you want to come to conference and you want to support Kai, when you get your ticket online, I want you to use the code Kai, KYI, and you get to save on your ticket, okay?
let's go.
So, go to bossesblock.com select your ticket, whatever your preference is. You can do VIP, you can do regular, or you can do a bestie bundle where you and your best friend could come, take y'all pictures. It's a whole thing, it's a whole vibe, the perfect
Vibe,
girls
big
day.
vibes.
When you get to that checkout, if you are coming from this episode, I want you to use the code KYI, KYI. All
Yes.
right? All
Yes.
right. So, thank you so much for coming. Thank y'all for listening. Stay tuned for the next Cultivate conversation we're going to have.
Yes.
I'm not going to give away that because y'all don't need to know who it is. Just stay tuned and check back next Monday, okay?
Yes.
All
I
right.
just want to say before we leave, I just want to say, guys, y'all, this is an amazing young lady. Like, she is so amazing, guys. So definitely come to the conference. I'm so excited for, everything that she is doing. And we just want to say thank you for your obedience. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your obedience for the vision that God has given you. It is super important. It is super needed. And I'm just so excited to be a part of it. So I'm super excited to watch you grow and win in this season. So we
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That means so much coming from you. Um,
you're welcome.
I'm not about to cry on these people internet. Not today. Y'all got enough of that. So definitely, y'all like, comment, subscribe, comment, and tell us your favorite segment, favorite question, favorite quote, whatever you got out of this podcast. We want to know. So make sure you leave it in the comments. Thank you. Have a good day. See y'all next time.